I arrived here on campus in 1992 with a mullet and an electronic milk processor. I knew I wanted to go in advertising. I don't remember why I knew I wanted to go in advertising. I must have saw a movie or something like that. It just seemed pretty cool. So naturally, when I got here, I spent most of my time looking where I could get into Old Milwaukee rather than where I should go into the where to find classes in advertising. So I just figured, well, you must have to go through the business school to be in advertising because they've got one ad class at the time. So I went into the business school, and it was really wrong for me because I did really terrible in those classes. And what really made me look for where I should be is I kept getting D's, and the only guy in the class that was getting D's on my accounting exams. And the professor would do, we got 5 A's, 6 C's, 3 B's, and another. So he let me late drop that class. I said, I'm switching my major. This just sucks. This isn't for me. I can't add. So at that time, I found out there was a journalism program with an ad PR kind of direction. So that was just a great thing. There was really a couple things that led me to where I am today. One of those things were some of the professors. One in particular in my time here was Dr. James Sow. He's now over at Syracuse. And I think he was pretty new. We might have been kind of the first group of students that he worked with when I was there. But what was really cool about Dr. Sow was he was really passionate about getting out of the textbook. He was really passionate about teaching you what was out there in the real world. We spent more time talking to guys like this guy here, Jeff Griffith, one of our probably most famous ads alumni that we have now, coming in and spending time with us, other people like Kerry Brown. And Dr. Sow was really passionate about giving us access to those people. And it really gave us a look to what our jobs might really be like, how cool the industry might be, or if some people, how much you might hate it. So that was a really cool thing about Oshkosh. The other thing was I was involved in the ad club. I was involved in all sorts of stuff outside of my major, but I made time for the ad club. And what was cool about the ad club and the program here at the time, we were kind of this underdog, scrappy, small program, especially on the ad emphasis sides. The newspaper side, the PR side were pretty big, and the ad students were just this little scrappy group of people. So we were really close. So we had a club and we had fun. We'd go visit agencies. And we gained a lot of friendships and a lot of networking through each other in the places we visited, which is great. And then the other thing was taking advantage of the right classes. I don't know if the program does it anymore, but we had NSAC, the National Student Advertising Competition, which is, again, by the time I got in the program, I knew I wanted to be in advertising. I figured I wanted to be in some sort of creative job. But I still didn't know what I wanted to do until I took the NSAC course. And that was a rude awakening that you can't just drink every single night because you actually have to focus on a course and a competition. And it was as close to being in a real job before I had a real job or a real internship as I possibly could be. And it was a small group of us competing against huge schools like in our region, like Minnesota and Madison and Marquette. And we won the regionals and got to go to nationals. And in doing that program and going through all that, I learned I want to be a copywriter because that was just something that I kind of gravitated toward in the program. So going through the Oshkosh system, through the program system, meeting great people that the professors introduced me to, and then taking the right courses and being part of the right clubs and networking really drove me by the time I was ready to get my first internship to know exactly what I wanted to do. And from there, I had a couple internships that I think we'll talk about later on the program, which is crucial. As any ad creative, worked at about 6,000 different jobs. Every 6 months, look for the next gig. Ended up at Bader Rutter sometime early in my career. Stayed a little less than 2 years. Went a bunch of different places, and I've been back there a little less than 10 years now. So it's the school here, the program here, you should be really proud of it, proud to be part of it. When you think of an ad program, Oshkosh might not be the first thing that slips off people's tongues, but it's a really good program, and it's because the professors, the students, the coursework, and the opportunities that they offer.